media companies are not your friends. So you
Yes.
you are there as for your viewership,
Mm-hmm.
right? Particularly these 24-hour news channels.
Mm-hmm.
And they're there and part of what helps them catch a bunch of eyeballs is sensationalism,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, Fox News has just been caught lying, man. They just been caught lying.
Fox News is in a world of trouble right now for
They
sure.
just been caught straight lying.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, we knew they was lying. I knew they was lying. I
Yeah,
knew they
we
was
knew.
always lying and fear mongering their
Mm-hmm.
audience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but people want to use them as a legitimate form of information gathering when it's been transparent for me this
Mm-hmm.
entire time that they are actually fake news.
Mm-hmm.
um they were caught in their lawsuit against Dominion voting machines,
The voting machines.
that
Yep.
company, and the text message that they were exchanged between executives and stuff and hosts offline was things like, "Yo, we know this person's lying,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good for our ratings, so let's keep it going." Or I can't wait to, like, Tucker Carlson was saying something like, "Oh, I can't wait till Trump goes away. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I freaking hate that guy."
Yeah.
This is what they're telling you,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is what they're telling to each other, like behind the scenes.
Yeah, through
But
text messages and all that. Yep.
on screen, on the TV shows, they're talking about, hey, maybe this January 6 people, you know what I mean, had a point. Or maybe they're just political prisoners. They're not actual terrorists or insurrectionists like they're being labeled. We're
Mm-hmm.
just asking questions, right? Painting them in a completely different light, knowing doggone well that they don't believe the crap that is coming out from the MAGA wing of the party.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm just bringing it up to say we've harped on trusting the media and doing our research before. This is the glaring behind the scene um, peak that we get to have of when, and they explicitly asked him why he knows some of this stuff is false that's being pushed over his airways,
Mm-hmm.
and by which I mean, what is it? Is it Rupert Murdoch? I think is
Yeah,
the
it was Rupert Murdoch. He was the one of the main guys that were subpoenaed.
yeah, and he just told the truth. It's like he said it's
Yeah,
because of ratings.
he had to tell the truth. He was being subpoenaed. He had to tell the
Yeah, he
truth.
was being subpoenaed, and that's when
Yeah,
they found out the truth. You know, what I mean,
yeah.
he was like, yeah, I didn't trust it. I knew it was false, but
Mm-hmm.
because of our ratings, you know, what I mean, we still push this narrative.
Yep, and they were also competing with other companies like Newsweek as well because they had to they were
You mean
on their heels
Newsmax?
as Newsmax, sorry,
Yeah,
Newsmax, because they were on their heels as far as like being that conservative outlet or extreme conservative outlet. So
yeah,
like
the MAGA outlet.
the MAGA outlet, yeah. So they had to be more salacious because they didn't want their viewership to be taken by Newsmax. Number
Yeah.
one, and number two, they were kind of like on this wagon of like, hey, regardless of how ridiculous these claims are that are coming from the MAGA wing of this GOP conservative party, we kind of got to ride the wave a little bit. Like we can't be looking crazy. Like we
They
got
are
to keep it going.
they are the number one news channel. They're the number one cable channel.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? In
that's
all of
true. Yeah,
America, in terms
yeah.
of viewership, and they've been like that for a long time,
For a minute. Yep.
for a minute, and you know, more than, I would say, more than half of the stuff that they peddling is not real news. It's a lot of sensationalized information. It's a lot of straight bias information. They worship this guy. I don't remember his name, but the freaking Project Veritas guy who is been over and over proven to be doctoring his videos when he's like presenting them, and he's been sued over and over again. He's lost. And the same thing is happening now with Fox. You know, what I mean, they're being lost. They're going to lose this lawsuit, and it's going to
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't think they're gonna
fundamentally
win this.
change the way that they do their business. And that's what
Yeah,
1.6 billion. And then they got another lawsuit,
yeah. But
on
Smartmatic is another.
Smartmatic
Yep. Yep.
on their heels coming right after this one.
Mhm. Yeah.
So we're either going to have to start either. The thing is, a solution that I would say is like the very most light hand. I will completely disband the whole thing. But there's gonna be uprisings and all that kind of stuff, and people gonna be
The entire
mad.
the entire like Fox News brand and all of that.
I
Like the whole thing?
I would this what I would do.
I think at worst,
I would treat
I
them.
think at worst, it would be
I wish
options.
we could do that. We can't do that because this isn't
Yeah, of course not.
this is capitalism. This isn't
The cable news network.
it's not
cable news
a
network.
authoritarian government, so we can't just like go to a
Oh,
company and
okay, I
just
see.
pluck
I see what you're getting at.
they licenses for the
Sure.
TV's channel
Sure.
and they show whatever.
Mhm.
But what we can do, because they're fake news, we know they're fake news, and now we have the smoking gun evidence to say that they are fake news. We
Mhm.
don't have to pretend anymore.
Mhm.
Even Biden used to pretend to let Steve Ducey, I think, is the son of Peter Ducey. Which one's the father? I can't remember, but either they're both idiots. Um, they, he's in.
The general conclusion is that they're both idiots.
They're
Let's
both
just put that
idiots. It
out
doesn't fall far from the tree.
there.
He's on. He's part of the press corps in that you know the daily briefing that happens at the press secretary does, right? Carrie Jean Pierre. And so every once in a while they'll let him have his question. He's from Fox News. They'll give him his question, and it'll be like a real throwaway question that they know they're gonna freaking like just smash. It's like, oh, he's gonna set up a dumb softball. Watch, we're just gonna smash it, and they embarrass him every goddamn time, right?
Yeah. Walks right into it.
I say the solution is to pull the press pass. You're not the press. You're not the truth. Just like they don't give TMZ a fucking seat in the press room. They don't give Shade Room a fucking seat on Air Force One when they go on overseas to freaking meet other dignitaries and things like that.
That would be absurd.
They don't give Baller Alert. You know what I mean? Front row seats when the president is freaking tying a congressional a Medal of Freedom or Presidential Medal of Freedom on somebody. No, they ain't over there. Revolt ain't in there. You know what I mean?
Of course not. Yeah.
Freaking even goddamn
Bleach Report.
Bleach Report or ESPN ain't up in there.
Yeah.
Like stop it. You know what I mean? This is for a space for a sacred journalistic a tradition. And they've shown that they're violated. They are a tabloid posing as a news station.
And Fox News to a tabloid, really?
They're a tabloid. They should not be able to use that word news, and that word should be regulated. They should have a qualifier. So it should be something like Fox Simulated News Channel.
Fox Simulated. Okay, let me propose this though. You don't think an argument can be made for CNN being salacious in some of the news that they report?
Yes, sure. That's completely
nowhere
in the same stratosphere of what Fox News has done.
I agree with that. I agree.
So no news channel is perfect.
I'm just saying.
So I'm just saying, but that's the very, very seed of the freaking false equivalency argument. You haven't done it yet, but that's that very seed right there that that defenders of Fox News grabbed onto and blow up. And say CNN made a mistake about something, let's say, and they calling that the same level as Fox saying, we know this is wrong information and we're going to put it out.
Compare that.
Anyways, it never corrected the record.
Yeah.
That was a difference.
So the reason why I even pose that as well, because I'm also thinking about it even from a more macro level as well. Like, how do we regard cable news companies as media outlets when it comes to government spaces? Should they all be under that umbrella then of like, we're going to look at you guys like TMZ, like
no, but that's what I'm saying. There's a difference. Like, but like, no, the government knows the difference between New York Times and freaking Baller Alert or Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
The people that credential these places, they know the difference between those things. They're like, oh, should TMZ, should I let TMZ in, or should I let Hollywood Unlocked in versus freaking, you know what I mean, your MSNBCs or something. Or even Al Jazeera's, you know what I mean? You look at them sideways, or a little bit, and then you see that they're a legitimate organization and how they're filed. They're not a corporation or like any like Microsoft, for example, is, you know what I mean? They're a news a credentialed organization, and the credentialing for Fox News should be pulled. And you can't force whatever journalistic society they belong to. You know what I mean, to boot them, sort of like, with lawyers and the bar, you know what I mean, you could request that the bar examine somebody's, you know what I mean, qualification for a particular bar, and they get kicked out that bar. It's very high standard, but like there's still an organization to keep them accountable for that. So the government can't do that with Fox News or any other news station. But what they can do is control who gets in that room, and which that room should be exclusively for serious news organizations that try to be serious, that have a vetting process, that have fact checking, and that yeah, of course they're gonna make mistakes every once in a while. That's nothing that we would not have grace for if it happened to Fox News, because they can make a mistake. But when you are like peddling lies on purpose for viewership, and you say it on tape, like we don't. What more do we need to like babysit here and equivocate until we catch CNN on tape like that? If we do, guess what? I ain't caping for them either. They could get the same business too. They could get the news death penalty. They can get it too.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I can't argue with that. I mean, yeah, it's.
But right now, the one we got is these cats.
Yeah, Fox. Yeah.